Here's number 9 of our conversation with the great Felix Cavaliere. I'm John Beaudin from Rock History Music. There were a lot of hits, like the number 1 smash hit single, Good Lovin' in 1966, followed by You Better Run. In 67, I've Been Lonely Too Long. That reached number 16. Groovin', their big number 1 hit, that was in the Summer of Love, including A Girl Like You. In late summer, it was How Can I Be Sure? A big one that hit number 4. And there were more. A Beautiful Morning in 1968, and People Got to Be Free, their last number 1 hit that same year, 68.
To you, what was the best part of being in that band? What was the worst part of being in that band? The hardest.
Well,
part?
that was the worst part, and the worst part is the fact that we end up not not on good terms with one another. That's just a shame. But the other parts, I mean, where we made the music, and like for example, we were like huge in Hawaii. I mean, we were like the Beatles in Hawaii for a number of reasons, but we went there at least twice a year and brought all of our families there,
What's the hit you wrote? You wrote one of your big hits there.
My Hawaii was written for Hawaii. Yeah. It was just a relationship that grew for a number of reasons, and most of them were musical, which I won't go into because, it's just much easier to have an white R&B band than a black R&B band. So anyway, what happened is they loved us. And my God, if you're talking about high points, we just had a blast. We had a really good time, and we enjoyed it. I enjoyed it almost every moment until it started to go, that way. And that was tough because it didn't have to go that way, and it didn't have to end, and it shouldn't have really ended when it did, because we all suffered from that. But that's the way it is, so no complaint because, I got great kids, great family, and, I've still got a career and I still got my health, knock on wood.
Yeah,
I've survived this.
By the way, you look good. By the way, you look great, and you're still here, and yeah, you're still doing what you do.
Exactly. So I'm not complaining. I was very, very lucky to get into a habit of taking care of myself, mentally, of course, physically. And, it really makes a big difference when you want to still do this in your later years,
Hammond B3.
Yeah, it's very different. It's really the king of the instruments is that organ, there's no doubt about it, What happened to me, basically, I was invited to a club in a town called New Rochelle, New York. And again, it's that same fellow that I told you about that it asked me if I like rock and roll. His name was John. He said, hey, there's this black club up in New Rochelle, man. You want to go? I said, well, we got a little problem. We're not old enough to get in. Don't worry about that. I got that covered. Okay. I walk in and I see this organ trio, an organ, a sax, and a drum. And I said, oh my God, what is that? Check it out. This guy's singing. He's playing the bass. He's playing the leads. Wait a minute. What is this thing? It's a Hammond organ. Okay. Now I'm about 16, 15 years old. I got to find out, where do I find a Hammond organ? New York City, which I was about 20 minutes from north. Yeah. Macy's. Boom, I go down to Macy's. They had a special room just for the Hammond organs. Mr. Silverstein was the guy who was running the music department there. Little did I know this thing is $3,000. I had about maybe $1.50 to get on the train to go home, but he let me in. He said, go in, and I opened the doors and I went in there and I said, I didn't even know how to turn the darn thing on. I said, oh my God, look at this thing. Wow. And you sit down, it's got a motor. I don't know if you people are aware of it. It's got a starter motor. And it warms up the generator. And then you pop the other switch and the speakers go on. Pop. It was just amazing. And then of course I had to learn how to play it. And of course I had to try to find one and that I could afford. And I bought a cheaper one years later. I was able to get a B3 years later. But it's a heck of an instrument, and there's so many stories about that instrument that are really interesting. And now, many years later, I'm very friendly with the actual company, which is out of Chicago. They have a Hall of Fame also. They have a organ Hall of Fame, and all those people you mentioned are in it. So it's cool. It's quite an instrument.
We'll have more from Felix Cavaliere coming up in a few days. Make sure you comment on our videos, subscribe to our channel, and share our videos. You want to donate to the channel at the very top of the description. There's a link where you can do that, or you can buy a t-shirt. That helps the channel as well. We have t-shirts for Rock History Music, Rock History Book, and Rock History Canada. Make sure you comment on our videos, subscribe to our channel, and share our videos. I'm John Beaudin. This is Rock History Music.